exercise is about talking truth. Because if we want to live the truth of who we are, which is based in truth, then it's only logical that also our speech is rooted in the truth of who we are. And so it may seem like a simple exercise, which it actually also is, but it can be quite challenging in the beginning because when we are new to this, when we do this for the first time, it may come as quite a surprise how often we twist and turn the truth just to present ourselves as a little bit better, or to get what we want, or to avoid the consequences of what we think the truth will have. And so we make things look better or less worse. Whatever it is we think will save us. And it is actually good to realize that it is this me mechanism, this me thinking, this thinking that we are this identity which our mind has created, that we want to keep that whole and complete, which is a construction of the ego. It is the ego self, which is not our true self. And that, of course, needs to go when we want to live the truth of our being. So not being truthful to the truth is actually supporting your ego, that which is not of truth. And why it is so challenging in the beginning is because we immediately feel this energetic wall, or it seems to be a wall, what we need to move through, which is actually the programming to keep us within its borders. So when you move through this wall that you then feel, you find out that it's nothing. It's just thin air. And it feels so good then to be outside of that wall, because you're outside of the programming then. And you're in the truth, talking truth with the people you are with, and that feels very freeing. So it's also my advice to, when you feel you catch yourself on a little white lie, because the big ones are obvious. It's not about that what I want to talk about. And then it's not too late. You just abort mission, and you will tell that it's not actually true. You're not in the truth, and you like to be in the truth with the other person. So you correct your story. And of course, the ego construct, this me thinking program, doesn't like that, because it doesn't like to be to admit that it is not in the truth, because it wants to present itself as truth. So that's why it always likes to be on top, to be in control, and admitting that you're not in the truth, it experiences as failure. But it will be a surprise how often your surrounding reacts positive on that. So when we expect a negative reaction, it's always, or not always, but often the reaction we expected to get as a child. It is part of this childhood program, because that's what it comes from. Because as a child, talking our truth was not always well received. So who ate all the cookies? Well, it was me, because I was hungry, and then maybe the reaction of the adult was not of understanding, and you felt separation, which was painful because the other person contracted. And so after a few of these experiences, we quickly learn how to stay out of trouble by not talking truth. And but that was then, as we were a child and completely dependent on the adults we are with. And now we are adults ourselves, and it's time to revisit that program, because if we are not in the truth as an adult, that has different consequences than when we were a child, because now we have a family to take care of. We have maybe are responsible for other people in our jobs, and not talking truth comes with other consequences. So, yeah, this is an invitation to train that muscle of truth and to weaken the muscle of little white lies. And also, I want to add that talking your truth is not always just talking what comes up in your mind. That often is the trash of your conditioned thinking. And so when you feel judgment or an opinion, then ask yourself, can I know that this is really true? It doesn't mean you cannot have judgment or opinions, but when you present it as the truth, then wonder if you can really know if it's true. And knowing it for 95% is just not enough. You have to know it for 100%. That is the rule of the game. And what it does is that you find out that there's not much to know, that you can be really certain of. And that takes you out of the stories of the conditioned mind, this me programming, the ego. And so, yeah, I think that's it about talking truth. Yeah, maybe another one is that we also mixed up talking truth as taking responsibility for our actions and ourselves. We often have mixed that up with being guilty because we were kind of blamed and shamed as a child. And now when we are an adult, we are then not so good anymore in taking responsibility for our actions. And well, when you open the papers, you can see plenty of examples of that. And so yeah, part of talking truth is also taking responsibility. And you will find that it is tremendously freeing to do that. Also when it can be challenging and maybe even a bit painful. But being in the truth is just the best there is, because the truth will set us free like a classic goes, and it is very true. So yeah, that's about it for now. So yeah, take it lightly, but take it seriously, because it is important. And take it lightly in a way that if you feel you started a story that was not of truth, then you can always correct yourself, even if it's a week later or a month or even a year. Because if you get frustrated or angry with yourself, that is just the ego construct coming in by the back door. And then you are in this old program again. So, yeah, enjoy practicing. If you have a question, then drop me a note